Hello, everybody, and welcome to Early Access Podcast, episode 88. I'm your host, Angelo, as usual, and thank you for coming back and checking out the show. So, as the title aptly says, seriously, where the game's at? Because, seriously, there hasn't been any games. I mean, I expected as much considering it's the beginning of the year, and things are pretty slow usually, so this is going to be generally a shorter episode, because I only pulled 2 games, which I haven't played either one of. There hasn't been too many early access games to really play. So it's going to bring me to the first topic, which is, seriously, I need to start doing interviews. Seriously, guys. So if anybody knows, I'm going to start tweeting this out, but if anybody is working on an early access game, if there's a game in early access coming to early access, I would love to have you on for an interview. That's going to be my goal this year, is to try to start interviewing smaller developers and publishers about, working, just like doing things in the early access landscape and trying to figure out, what your goals are, what your game's about, typical things that you would talk about in an interview. So if you know anybody, or if you are that person, you can get in contact with me. It's email at earlyaccesspodcast.com. So hopefully in the near future, that's going to be the focus of the show. So it'll probably be shifting to like a one episode a week, probably like 20, 30 minutes, breaking down everything that's happened throughout the week. And then I'm going to try to get a show out for with an interview, and I'm not going to be able to get a weekly interview, so maybe I'll go to one episode a week, at least for the next couple months, just because of how slow it is. There's not a lot of games, so until something comes out, I might keep up this two a week for now, though, because I enjoy it. I just like talking. I only get X amount of downloads an episode, so personally, I don't give a fuck either way, because it's all for me anyway. Change is coming. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, seriously, if you know anybody, or you're on Twitter and you see a game, and you like the show, and you see somebody tweet out about their indie game, just send them a tweet, tag me in it, be like, hey, at Early Access PC does indie stuff, and would love to have you on the show, because I would love to have anybody on the show to talk about what they have going on. Ugh, God, I'm sweating profusely. It is way too hot in this room because I have to have the doors closed. Otherwise, my cat comes in here and tries to become famous. But I'm not going to let her. Like, this is my domain. So the other big news, though, is that the Oculus Rift is finally available for pre-order. Brace yourselves, because with the pre-order also comes the price, and in my opinion, I think it's going to be the thing that shoots the Oculus in the foot. They're going to be hard pressed to sell this and get it stretched out across the mainstream enough to really get anybody interested. I get it. It is a very high tech piece of equipment, and I understand why the value, why the cost is where it's at. But I think there's other issues along the line, and I just don't think that they're going to be able to push enough units to really get the market penetration that a developer or a publisher would want to really make it behoove them to sell their product, to make a VR game. So here it is. It is $599. Ouch. Doesn't include tax and shipping. It's expected to release May 2016, so May of this year, so only a few months, 5 months away here. And so what you get for your $600 is you're going to get the headset, the sensor, the Oculus remote, all your cables, an Xbox One controller, Eve Valkyrie, and Lucky's Tale. So you get 2 games. You're gonna get the headset and all the all the other pieces that really make the Oculus VR work. So we'll just go to the front page. If you're watching, you can see exactly what you're getting for your money. So it looks like kind of like a microphone. You remember like the old microphones on a stand, a little stick microphone. Kind of looks like that. That's the sensor portion that plugs into the headset. So that's going to go in front of you. The headset's going to go on. The headset has built-in speakers, like headphones, which, you know, I don't know why. I mean, I get it because it's a part of the thing, but at the same time, it's just like most of us have, you know, like a decent set of headphones, especially if you're going to be interested in buying an Oculus VR. You're already going to have the headphones. Like you're already a gamer, so you got a headset already. Like, you know, you're not going to get Joe Schmo or your average gamer to spend $600 on a piece of tech. So building the headphones in, while it looks good functionally as a design choice, if it could have shaved like $100 off of the final price of this thing, they should have taken them out. You know, you're already wearing a headset, like you're already wearing the thing over your face, so to put a headset on over top of it doesn't seem like that much of an ask. And you know, the price point, I mean, you got to get that price point down, and at $600, and from what I understand, $600 is like that is cost for them. So they're not making any money on these. So it's a big ask, and I don't think they're gonna. I mean, they're gonna say they sold a lot, but I don't think they're gonna really sell that many. From everything I read, everybody's on this in the same boat. It's just like $600. Are they fucking crazy? And yeah, I kind of have to say the same thing. Are you fucking crazy? I mean, $600 is $250 more than the current consoles. You know, $600 is a good gaming PC. No, not a good gaming PC, but a gaming PC. $600 is, you know, you can get a Steam machine. You can get, I mean, for $600, I can build a fairly competitive gaming rig. So it's a big ask, and I think it's gonna be hard to compete in this marketplace. Now, I also want to check this live. So if you're not watching the video, don't forget youtube.com/earlyaccesspodcast. You can go watch this. So I'm going to see if my PC is Rift ready. I have a fairly decent PC. So I'm going to bring up the DX dialog, and we're going to do this live. Like, I'm going to check live, and I'm going to see I have, you know, 8 gigs of RAM. I have a, you know, it's a outdated video card, but it's a 1 gig video card. It's the let's see what I got. I got the GTX 550 Ti, which is outdated, but it's enough to run most games. So take that for what it is. But I have an 8-core AMD FX 8350, so pretty decent CPU. So we're gonna see. You know, this is an average PC. You know, it's enough to run most games as it is. So this is what, I mean, it's actually a little bit better than the average PC. So this is what they can expect the average computer to look like, even if so. So I downloaded they have like a compatibility tool for Windows. So I downloaded that. So it's going to ask me to send my information to them. So I'm just going to hit start. Hopefully it doesn't interrupt with the recording or anything like that. But it just says it's checking my podcast. It's checking all my stuff. So according to this, my PC is not ready for Rift. I have enough memory and my operating system is good enough. But apparently, I have a USB 3.0, so that's not true. So the AMD 8350 8-core processor doesn't meet the recommended specifications. And nor does the 550 Ti, which is expected. A 550 Ti is only a 1 gig DDR3 video card, graphics card, so I'm not surprised there, especially for what that does. Now, the processor part though kind of gets me, because it's like it says that the Intel i5 4590 is what's recommended. So I'm gonna compare i5, what was it, 40, what did I say? Where's this at? i5 4590. I'm going to compare the two processors. versus AMD. What do I got? I got AMD 8350. 8350. So we're going to see, because this processor is actually pretty good. Okay, so it's not nearly as good as an i5, apparently, which I kind of don't understand why. Let's see. Let's see what CPU Boss. This is CPUBoss.com's ratings. So it's, I don't understand what these benchmarks are based on. So the i5 is a quad-core 3.3 gigahertz processor from 2014. So it's just probably got more. Let's see, where does the i5 really shine over the Core i5? So it really shines over the FX 8350, and it says it's really because it's single core performance and power consumption. That's really what it's doing better on. So if you go and look through Core i5, I mean, what's killing it is the Core i5 has integrated graphics, but you don't need that. The Core i5, yeah, so that's really what's changing the difference here. So single core performance on the i5 is a 9. On an FX, it's a 6.9. On the 8350, it's 6.9. But then the overall performance, like using all the cores, it's a 7.6 on a Core i5 and a 7.4 on the 8350. So it's actually probably not as bad as they make it seem, and it's probably actually fine. But apparently you need USB 3.0, so if you don't have that, you're going to have to upgrade that. They're asking for a 4590 or better, so you're going to need that. And it's asking for a 970 or better in the graphics department. And to give you a little bit of an idea of what a 970 is going to cost you, GTX 970 is going to run you approximately $300-something. So if you're not up to that tier yet, which I don't know a lot of people that are, unless you're like the hardcore of hardcore, you're looking at spending another $350 on a new GPU, and then you're looking at spending whatever it's going to cost you to upgrade your CPU, and then you're looking at spending $600 on the Oculus VR. It's a big ask. I mean, you're talking over $1,000. Let's see, i5 43. Okay, keep forgetting. I close that thing. 4590. Yeah, and a 4590 is actually kind of moderately priced. It's $196. This is Amazon. I'm just getting quick prices, but you're still looking at $1,000. You're easily looking at $1,000 to run an Oculus VR. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think that's something that the masses are looking for. I think it's gonna have a very small penetration rate when it comes to actually, getting sold. And it's unfortunate because I would love one. I'd be happy to try it. It's something that I'm definitely interested in. But when it comes to, you're looking at shelling out all this money to upgrade your PC to be compatible, and then you're also shelling out all this money to actually purchase the product, it's a bit much. Wow, running long on that, talking about that. But yeah, I mean, it's a big story, and it's kind of crazy with what they're asking. But that aside, there 2 games came out since the last episode. So you got 2 early access games I grabbed. The first one is called Nebula Online. It's positive with 15 reviews, 80% positive. Now, I was trying to read a little bit about this game. So it's $4.50. It's pretty cheap, but it is an iOS port. So you're going to find this on your Android and your iPhone and blah, blah, blah. But it says it's multiplayer cross-platform. So it's like a little space sim. So I don't really know how it performs on the PC. I'm never a big fan of these ports, these like crossover port games. But it says it's an MMO, so I'm sure it's like a base building kind of game. It looks pretty interesting, though. I like the idea of being able to play against people that are also on the iPhone and all that stuff, especially if you're able to log into multiple accounts. It actually says it works on Facebook as well. So, like, I've always wanted to play some games that I have on my phone on the PC when I'm sitting here. Every once in a while, I'll get way into a game, and I would love to have that option. but it's not there. So I do like that they're trying to do that, where they make a cross-platform game that works on the computer, on Facebook, on your phone. So maybe it's worth it. Maybe if it's a really cool game and you like doing that kind of stuff, where you're like, if I'm on Facebook, I'm going to play it. If I want to play it through Steam, I can do it that way. Maybe it looks a little bit better. And if I want to play it on the go, I can do that as well. So it seems like that's how it's going to work. That's how it works, which is really cool. It's definitely a different idea for the cross-platform iOS/PC game, which is pretty cool. Go check that out, Nebula Online. It's pretty cheap. I would try to check it on your phone, see if it's cheaper on your phone or not. So the other game that I picked up, that I found, is called Rebel Wings. It's got one review that's positive, but I thought it looked pretty cool. It's got like a cool, like, low-res pixel art style. And it's an arcade shooter where you're flying these little planes around and you're shooting at people. Single player and multiplayer. It's $4.24, 15% off until January 12th. So you got about a week, 6 days on that, 5-6 days depending on when you listen to this. And it just looks simple and fun. It's got, you got a bunch of different weapons. So it's a high flying, like, you're just little tiny pixels plane and you're just flying around shooting other pixel planes. It's really cool looking. It's simple looking, but it looks fun for the price point. I don't know how much enjoyment you're going to get out of a game like this in the single player though, because I like games with multiplayer. I'd rather play the multiplayer part of it. I don't like single player experiences personally that much. Aside from your big massive multiplayer, like your big open world RPGs. I'll play those single player, but I'm not too big on just single player arcade style games. It's just not something that I'm into. But with that, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Don't forget Early Access PC on Twitter, Early Access Podcast on Facebook, Early Access Podcast on YouTube. You can find it in all those places. Excuse me. Other than that, go rate, comment, review. 5 stars over at iTunes.com. It really does help out the show. Amazon banner at the bottom of earlyaccessmedia.com. Click through whenever you buy anything. But until next time, guys, this is Angelo with Early Access Media and Early Access Podcast. And until next time, guys, be awesome.